Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you happen to be watching. Welcome to the Six Bugle Podcast. My name is Rudy Reese, your host, and I'm here with a very special guest, Patty Thompson. Today, we're with Patty Thompson, who addresses the health risk firefighters face from PFAS, or forever chemicals. Her research not only outlines the dangers, but also presents evidence based solutions. Patty advocates for protective measures to save lives, focus on the new NRF2 pathway to mitigate these risks. She aims to raise awareness and ensure these solutions are included in standard firefighter benefits. Patty, thank you for joining us today. I'm eager to hear about your research and the solutions you've discovered. Can you tell us what inspired your mission and the key findings from your research?
I sure can, Rudy. Thank you so much for having me. It's a great honor to be here today. This all started, I think, back in late September, early to October of last year when I saw a Facebook post by a dear friend asking for prayer for a local firefighter who passed away of cancer, career firefighter, had been serving, his entire life as a firefighter, got cancer from forever chemicals and had passed away. And she was asking for a prayer for his family. And I got curious enough to say, what do we know about this? Because from a scientific background, I believe that there is a solution for every problem. And I also believe that the body's designed to heal itself. So what do we know? So I started doing some research that, led me to more research and some that just is fascinating. And I put together this booklet presentation that is about solutions for the damaging effects of forever chemicals. Basically, this is a very well-known problem. And as I dug through information around it being a well-known problem, it led me to then think about, well, then what is the protective or preventative solution? And it fascinated me that the same protective and preventative solution is being used as a therapeutic solution in cancer, the very same thing. So
Interesting.
then, so we are, we're here, I think, at a great time for all natural solutions. I'm definitely for all natural solutions. I think, there's pharmaceuticals have a place, but when you do a pharmaceutical solution, you're forcing the body to react or blocking a response.
Right.
You're not actually allowing the body to do what the body's designed to do. And what's fascinating about all of this is we have survival superpower enzymes inside of us, antioxidants, that all we have to do is just activate them at the cellular level, and they turn on like superpowers and run around and take care of the problems. And that's what I found.
Sure.
So yeah, so I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
Sure, not a problem. So, tell us a little bit about what you found out when you were inspired to do this research.
Yeah, let me, if you don't mind, we'll just pop something up on the screen here, and we
Sure, go
can
right
show
ahead.
some of this document, which will share with anybody that would like to have it. So we'll have that opportunity at the end. And I am presenting this week at a local fire chiefs meeting. So that's helpful. Let me see. It's not. There we go. The first 4 pages are basically document summary, so we're going to go past that. What and this very well timed. Toledo Blade did an article for the effects of the forever chemicals on the human body. It's always nice when somebody, is giving you research right in front of you at the perfect time. This one fascinated me. This is a an article in the Medical Research Library by the Department of Homeland Security. And this article is, I believe, 55 pages. The opening sentence here: the term firefighter and cancer have become so intertwined in the past decade that they are now nearly inseparable. Very well known problem, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Um, and so as we move through the research a little bit, I landed on a document that's actually 6.5 years old, uh, in the realm of protective and preventative solutions. And this is biology. So if biology is not your thing as you're listening to me, I can relate. I may or may not have said in high school that I can't wait to graduate and never use this stuff again. So I think that that is that's proof that God has a sense of humor. So
Right.
um, this this article 6.5 years ago was the only article that I found that literally states that the results of the PFAS toxicity and PFAS and PFAS I had to connect together. And there's another document within my research that shows that those chemicals have the exact same compound, the exact same chemical scoring, the exact same toxicities. So one or another are the same. And that article is called Next Generation Forever Chemicals or Next Generation Toxicities. But in this particular article, this literally states that exposure to these forever chemicals brings cellular death. It's not damage, it's not decay, death. Boom, the cell is dead. It
Mm.
also prevents the cell from reproducing, regenerating, and renewing, which is the process of mitochondria. And then the last sentence that is underlined in this document summary, these results manifest that NRF2 pathway plays a protective role in the PFAS-induced neurotoxicity, providing new insights into the prevention and treatment of these toxicities. Now, the cell needs three things in order to
Okay.
be at its best health. One, lower oxidative stress, which opening the NRF2 pathway, this is how we got here. The free radical biology initiated by Dr. Joe McCord. We're talking, this is not new stuff. This is 1970s stuff,
Right.
where Dr. Joe McCord discovered that the NRF2 pathway can be opened and the survival antioxidant enzymes can be turned on, and they run around and just take care of business. So the NRF2 pathway plays a big part. So that's the first thing, lowering oxidative stress. The second thing is the ability for the cell to regenerate, renew, rejuvenate itself, which is mitochondria. And then the third one, which is, I believe, a little bit newer research, is a process called autophagy, opening an NAD access to the cell, which is allowing the cell to any of the diseased, decaying, dead cells in the system to completely recycle and either be used or just eliminated, which keeps us at optimal health. So this was a very important piece of research that is 6.5 years old, and it kind of got buried, I think, in the process.
Hmm.
So this page, I think, is very important because it talks about those our natural enzymes. Here again, we have the ability to wake up and activate our cells to become superpowers. And I highlighted in the figure what those superpowers are. And superoxide dismutase, catalase, and glutathione, those are the things that are kicked into superpower gear with opening the NRF2 pathway. And actually, we didn't even know that superoxide dismutase even existed until Dr. Joe McCord put 5 all-natural ingredients together in small amounts under a microscope, and then basically had his "oh my gosh, what's happening" moment, and the SOD antioxidant enzyme was born, discovered, and he was given the Elliott Crescent Award for his discovery of this. which hadn't been given out in more than 70 years. People like the Wright brothers, Henry Ford, Alexander Graham Bell, um, Nikolai Tesla. I mean, those are the level of, you know,
Game
of
changers. Yeah.
yeah,
So when was that?
1970, late 70s.
Right. So this isn't a new fly-by-night thing that's happening, right? This has
No,
been research that's been going on for quite some time.
yeah, absolutely. And what, what we're going to introduce as solutions has actually been available since the 1980s. And where's it been is the first
Right.
question that I get, and I'm like, well, all natural solutions have not been highlighted in the course of medicine, and maybe now is the season for that, and Make America Healthy Again might be the perfect season to say, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this, right? That we have an answer.
Good.
And yeah, yeah, fascinating, fascinating. So as we discovered the paradigm shift of, okay, what can the cell do? The body's designed to heal itself. Can we turn on some superpowers here and let them take care of the business? And basically the research proves that yeah, even in cancer, this was fascinating to me that the same things targeted for for protective and preventative measures and solutions are the same things targeted as therapeutic use in cancer. Absolutely mind blowing. And we know this because all of these research documents, the vast majority, all but three that I included in the document, are from the years 2023, 24, and 25.
Very
So, and there's like 19 pieces of research here. And that got chosen out of 230,000 options during that time frame.
right. Right. Fascinating.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is all and these are all credible organizations, universities and organizations, right?
Frontiers for Cancer, the American Cancer Society, absolutely everything is recognizable as a resource. And the Department of Homeland Security article just completely blew my mind for the hundreds of links, hyperlinks within the document that led to each one was a case, right? Was a case of documented firefighting families that ended up with cancer because of forever chemicals.
Right.
And very well known problem. What are we doing about it? What can we do about it? I love this page. I am a health and wellness advocate, consultant for a company called LifeVantage. I believe that we have these all natural solutions that are patented formulas that that basically activate the cell to do the three things necessary: eliminate oxidative stress, where the body runs at peak performance, mitochondria reaction, rejuvenation, renewal, and then the autophagy NAD access, which literally accesses the sirtuin pathway, which is the CEO of the cell, and everything multiplies exponentially in that superpower. And you just the difference is incredible. So I love this picture on page 26 of the document where it shows the process of oxidative stress. The cell starts healthy, then it gets attacked by free radicals, and then basically it in the process it dies. We know with the forever chemicals it just goes straight to death. Boom,
Right.
cell's dead.
Right.
But the Protandim family of cellular activators by LifeVantage throws up a brick wall and basically says, "Not on my watch," which is very important.
Right.
And we know that every disease, disorder, and dysfunction known to man comes from the process of oxidative stress.
Right. And this covers
So
everything, right? Neurological, the cardiovascular, multi-system effects, the respiratory, GI disorders, joints, everything.
everything, everything. This is why it is such an incredible breakthrough. And speaking of breakthroughs, I'll we'll go to the back cover of the document where it talks about there you can see Dr. Joe McCord receiving the Elliott Crescent Medal. I believe that says they didn't give him that medal until 1997, even though the discoveries were made, decades ahead of time.
Right.
And the moment that this woke up to the medical world, medical universities started saying, "What? Can we prove this?" And so they started spending their own self-funded studies to see if Dr. Joe's work was credible. And Washington State University went on record to say uh, opening the NRF2 pathway to the cell, waking up the antioxidants as superpowers, is quite possibly the most extraordinary preventative and therapeutic breakthroughs in the history of medicine.
Wow.
And
Very credible source.
and and that source is 20 years old. Like that quote is 20 years ago. So there is a big difference between activating the cell and just putting in a supplement into the body, and the back cover there has that difference. You want to switch on the cell's ability to function at optimal performance. And the only way you can do that is with an activator. Supplements give us a little bit of benefit, but an activator gives us a much greater one. And in fact, Protandim family is here's the level of difference. The Protandim family of cellular activators is 86.4 billion times more powerful than anything else you can do today. And then tomorrow, again tomorrow, and
Right.
the day after. And so then it starts really making a difference. I did do a few samples,
Mm.
and Rudy, you can speak to one set of those because you are one of our testimonies. There is included in the document Captain Brant Douglas from Fort Wayne Fire Station number 15. And I spoke to him again last night, and I remember we met in Defiance at a coffee shop, and he said, "Yeah, Patty, sign me up. I will definitely give you a testimony." And he called me, so he started taking the product on a Saturday. On Monday, he called me, and I said, "How are you doing?" He said, "Oh my!" And I said, "Tell me more about that."
Right. Right.
And he said, "I can feel this working already." And his testimony is so great because he's been a firefighter for 28 years, and he, has trouble sleeping at night, and he always intends to go to the weight room but never gets there because he's always taking a nap. And his testimony is just phenomenal in, how transformational it was for him in less than 30 days. And that's fantastic. And he was taking the dual synergizer. There's three options, but we can save some of that information for later. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I too am taking the dual synergizer NRF1 and 2. I started in the first day of February. I received it before then, but I wanted to have a marker right on the first day. And I will tell you that my sleep had been much improved, but more importantly, my focus has been much improved. And as some of our listeners know, I like to read a book a week, and then I post my comments, what I learned. I usually select what I want to learn before I read the book, and then what I learned, and then some helpful hints for the audience that I reach out to. And I tell you, my focus has been so much better, and my sleep has been so much better. So, and the fire service is very hard to regain, your sleep patterns because our sleep is so wonky after working 24-hour shifts. But the quality of your sleep is going to be very important. And I think that's the added value that comes along with this. And more importantly, just the ability to be more focused on what you do on a day-to-day basis, more importantly for your job, but also for being there for your family. as a coach, I typically tell my clients that take your meds, and it's an acronym. The M stands for meditation. It's very important to focus on your meditation, and with this supplement that you have here is going to be enhance that a little bit more. The E stands for exercise. Make sure you get your exercise in.
Hmm.
The D stands for diet. Quit putting your poisons in your body, and start focusing on what's important for what your own health is. And the S, of course, is sleep. So with this dual synergizer, I think that has improved every one of those levels for me. So it's something that I highly recommend. And I was very intrigued by the research that you mentioned because this is important stuff, key stuff, especially for firefighters who are suffering from cancer causing agents. And we want to make sure we fight those as much as we can. So um, this this booklet that we have here, fascinating. It has all the research that you mentioned, plus more, to support what we're trying to accomplish. And I got to say, Patty, God bless you, because this is something that is much needed in the fire service. And I thought when I first heard about this and we're having conversations with you, I said, we got to have you on this podcast because we reach out to over 1,000 listeners, and I want you to get your message out. And we invited you to come out to our Six Bugle conference this September, and you're going to be able to have some more information for those attendees out there. So we're looking forward to that. But more importantly, how do we get our listening audience to get this information?
Yeah, just connect with me, and I'll provide my phone and my email, and people can reach out. I'm happy to send you the PDF document, the entire booklet, so that you can have it in your hands. All of the research is provided. The first 4 pages of the document summary are very helpful, to know, kind of what research item, falls within that, well-known problem, or, preventative protective
Good.
solutions, or therapy in cancer, or the LifeVantage solution itself. And I would love for people to connect me, right? Like connect me to, I'd love to come and talk to the teams, be a resource, and yeah, just I want to take this. My objective here is to take this information, create awareness around this information, all the way to get to those that have authority to say, yep, you got something here. This is an inner armor defense, cellular defense system, that's needed in the firefighting industry, and that it can be, hopefully at some point provided as a part of a benefits package, right? So the more testimonies that we can stack on top of each other to make that evidence point, I believe that we can get that done.
Absolutely. Screaming it from the mountaintops. And I'm here to
That's
support
right.
in any way I can because I think this is solid gold material and something that fire service has needed for quite some time. So I thank you for the information. I thank you for joining us here on the Six Bugle podcast. And I'll have this information, Patty's information here at the end, so you can make sure you contact her. If you have any conferences, whether it's a statewide conference or local conferences, feel free to reach out to Patty. She'll be more than happy to present this information to your audience out there. And any way I can, Patty, to help you out, I think this is very, very important. Very, very informative information. And you medics out there, you understand all the chemistry stuff that she's included in all of this. So be very selective in the information. And I tell you what, this is solid stuff. And
Thank you.
this isn't a fly-by-night type of information. This is very good, detailed information that's backed, supported by key organizations and universities that have said, no, this is a real deal. So I thank you very much for sharing your information, Patty, with us here on the Sixth Bugle. And any final thoughts?
Let's go make this happen. This is my final thought is I want to take the firefighter that passed of cancer. His name is Troy Bernhard, and from Perrysburg Township, Fire Station 74. I want his service and sacrifice to become a legacy. Because without that post from my dear friend, I would not have asked the question, what do we know about this? And then moved into, okay, so it's well known. So what are we doing about it? And we wouldn't be here without that post. And I just want to, I want to turn that into a legacy for their family.
Good.
So yeah, let's connect. Invite me to the station. I'll come and talk to the team. Any regional, yeah, any opportunity. Open the door, give me the mountain. I will climb the mountain, shout the message. I will go through the door. For such a time as this. So
That was great. Well, thanks again for your time, Patty, and I certainly do appreciate all their hard work. Once again, we'll have this information for you at the end of the podcast. And thank you for joining us here on the Six Bugle podcast. Take care.